If you don't know, Shenmue was a game released back in 1999 on the SEGA Dreamcast. It was developed by Yu Suzuki, and the sequel came out only a couple years later, Shenmue 2. The latter was later ported onto the original Xbox, and now you can actually find both games on the PS4, the Xbox One, on Steam, on the Switch. Oh. You suck! Shenmue is first, I would say, a homage to the 80s as a whole. The arcade games of the 80s, the kung fu movies, the revenge movies, the anime to a certain extent, life in Japan and China at that time, the capsule toys, the old telephones, cassette tapes, collecting cassette tapes, the ancient art of walking around and actually talking to people.
Do you know a guy named Charlie?
You really feel like you're in one of those over-the-top but heartfelt 80s revenge movies. There's a bit of Bruce Lee in there, Yakuza flicks, samurai flicks, John Woo flicks, with a good sense of humor thrown in. All this crossed with an anime style of storytelling and Virtua Fighter? What's not to love?
Ah, good.
It's got a detective element as well, and it's got a supernatural aspect to it that is really interesting. Suffice it to say that it gives the games a mysterious quality. You know, you want to see how deep it goes. Basically, there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. Ryo Hazuki, the character you play as, really doesn't know the half of it. It makes it a lot of fun to follow him around as he uncovers his family's secrets, the sleazy criminal underworld that's just in his backyard, and beyond. He's learning everything from scratch. All he knows is his father died, and it sucks, and someone killed him. Who is this Lan Di? Why? Did his father actually kill someone? Where do sailors hang out?
Do you know any places where sailors like to hang out around here?
The Heartbeats Bar. There's a lot to find out in these games and you want to learn all of it, but you know, it takes time, it takes hard work, and it takes a lot of patience. By the end of the first game, you're still in the dark about most things, but you've also learned a heck of a lot. And that's another thing I love, is we don't even really know if Ryo is right in what he's doing. We identify with him, we understand what he's going for, but there's some doubt in there as to what he's doing is the right thing to do. People wiser than he is warn him about seeking revenge, and he falls in a bunch of traps, he gets his ass kicked a lot, and he can die if he makes the wrong decision. And that makes Ryo, who is kind of an uptight and serious character, you know, he doesn't drink, he doesn't seek romance of any kind, he doesn't even really eat, to be honest. It makes him really interesting. His stubbornness, his resolve, it makes him fascinating, and you want to see where this goes. Is he gonna learn that he was wrong this whole time? Or was he right to seek revenge? You know, is he too far gone? Does he know what he's doing anymore? Can Shenhua help him find a more peaceful way? These are all questions, and there's more, that you ask yourself throughout the game. Now, those who may think the game is dated by now are right. It is dated. Honestly, even though I'm saying this as a fan, it still holds up really well. Of course, with open world games, as they are now, where you can just go anywhere, do whatever you want pretty much, like the Grand Theft Auto games, you know, those games look fantastic. I would say they still feel very, very shallow, a lot more shallow than Shenmue with its kind of limited open world, which was revolutionary at the time.
Step into another reality. Shenmue.
And remember, back in the day, Shenmue was a huge game spread out over 4 discs. Okay, and the sequel was even bigger. To dismiss the game as just dated or limited, it's a little ridiculous. You can't just walk into people's homes or choose specifically what you want to say to everyone you meet, but I love that you can actually just knock on every door if you want, and maybe one will open once in a while and something will happen that you didn't expect, and that you can actually just walk up to anyone and ask them questions. And I love that you can waste a good amount of time just doing random things like play slot machines or work at the Lucky Hit stand, earn some money. Sure, it's not very realistic that Ryo would be wasting this much time doing fun things instead of, you know, searching for his father's killer, but I love that the game does give you that space to not only follow the story, but also just have fun with it and really get to know these settings really well, so they feel like home. And the cool thing is this all pays off in the story itself, because whenever you have to leave one of these places, you feel a genuine sadness. You feel like you're losing something by leaving that place. You're not gonna see some of these characters again, probably for the rest of the game, and it's, you know, it's bittersweet. I should mention, by the way, that the game looked mind-blowingly awesome when it first came out. You know, Minecraft trees and blocky people included. I think it still looks awesome. It has such a unique look and feel. You just want to live in that game. The changing weather, beautiful no matter which season. The beautiful score, that score is freaking fantastic, and I listen to it all the time. The likable characters and unforgettable lines. Yes, even the cheesy ones.
Whoa, the high score!
It's like you know all these people, and playing in that world makes you feel like you're rediscovering a place you went to long ago, or maybe even a place you grew up in. Let me know in the comments why you love Shenmue, why you love that franchise. This was a more general introduction to the series, talking about why I love Shenmue overall, but I'm gonna try to be a lot more specific in future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time,
Let's get sweaty.